So just answering your question about the Vanishing Twin webinar. If anyone feels like you have a Vanishing Twin or knows you have a Vanishing Twin, I did a free webinar on the other day. I'd really recommend you to do that. That's really got the genetics. With sisters and brothers, siblings, it's not about left and right. Left side is always the younger family members, right side is the older family members. In relationship place, it's different. In relationship, feminine would be on the left, male on the right. Same sex will feel their place. Same sex relationships. So welcome back. So I can feel your systems have the information now and you're working. It's like you're getting more conscious. And I was just thinking how empowering it is to wake up to know that when you get triggered or something opens up in you, that you can be with yourself and allow this system, this implosion state, to transform, and to know that that is an opportunity for growing. And it was in your system anyway, so it's fantastic that it's open. So now it's a great time to clear it. So when you're triggered in future, it's a great opportunity. It's something that was always in you. It was maybe in your ancestors too, or from past lives. And now is the opportunity you can transform it by simply choosing to be present in the body and going in this implosion state and letting the energies resolve, go back to the origin. Beautiful. So let's recap a little bit. So we did the feminine, masculine. We know now how trauma is created. Oh, is my voice? No, it's working actually. Everyone can hear me? Okay, yeah, you can hear. Okay, maybe it's just your mic that's all, or your headphones or something. Great. So welcome back. I'm so happy that you have this information. You can use it yourself now. And this is the information that was running in the background of the webinar. So I'm always have this running in the background of my system. And in daily life, it's just running all the time, that it's in this implosion state. If I sense something opening, I just set the intention that I go in this implosion state and use that opportunity for growing, resolving, and then healing that aspect in myself. Becomes clearer. So what's considering how the Hitler in me? Okay, that's a nice one. Where's the Hitler in me? So the trigger points. Okay. So let's go with that one. Okay. So everything's a frequency. So frequencies will open up whatever is in your system, which has been sleeping in your system, and it will open these old wounds. So if you find a lot of, so I would highly recommend to all of you to check in a few times in your system during the day, or if you notice yourself triggered, just give yourself some space to integrate. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because if many systems open up in you, it's going to take you into your mind. And also it's going to open up explosive energy and separation energy in your system. So you may notice your sinus has been activated. You may notice migraines being activated. You may notice your throat, sore throat, streptococcal throat or something, your lungs, okay? So that's when a lot, if you find your sinuses opening up, then you have a lot of systems open. And it's interesting. I always would observe Christmas. I know people get flus and colds this time of year and get sick around Christmas time. And for me, I would observe it in a different way. I would simply say that people are out of their bodies around Christmas time because they have so many systems up. The reason being is they're back home with family members, are these old family childhood memories systems opening up. So they have a lot of systems opening up over the Christmas. So then the sinuses and then the colds and the flus all start coming in. Viruses come up, colds and flus for me come up when there's too many systems coming up. When there's too many systems up, you're out of your body. When you're out of the body, viruses, parasites take over the system. So that, for me, is just an opportunity to say, okay, well, I have a lot of systems open. Let's spend some more time to meditate and to resolve what's in my system. Now, family members are the biggest ones for opening systems because they're connected, directly connected usually to the point, to exactly the frequency of what happened in your childhood. So they will really open up core topics in your system. So yeah, these wounds are important to address and to check daily. And if you do, especially with what's happening in the world at the moment, use this opportunity to resolve what's in your system as it opens. If you notice, I did a webinar on the eyesight, if you notice your eyes getting hazy and your eyesight not getting good, it simply, for me, means there's too many systems open in you. So you go also in this implosion stage with the eyesight as well, with your whole system. And then I find that my eyesight gets clearer and sharper. So everything can be worked with in your system. And I'm going to bring it in deeper now. I have it really open in my system at the moment. Okay, so let's work on whatever's open in our systems. And I'm giving you the teachings of how to do this as well in the background at the moment. Okay, so your system will just automatically know how to do it. So if you notice something in future open in you, or if you're supporting people, if you work with people, you can also support them with this as well. So just going into that implosion state right now, even deeper, taking a deep breath. And it's working by itself. So just simply observe your spine, your feet. And you're going down, down, down into your system. And you can choose to be present. Now I'm going to work with family topics now. I'm going to go deeper. Okay, I'm going to show you how to clear. There's many ways to work with systems, but I'm going to show you a very simple way. Okay, this is very simple. So I'm going to work with genetics now. Genetics is that you should be in your genetic place, like I described, that we all have a soul place for embodiment in this life system, and that's your genetic place. So your mom has a genetic place, your dad has a genetic place, your siblings have a genetic place. The siblings are always alongside you, starting from the youngest on the left to the oldest on the right. They must be all in the same order, in the correct order. Now, sometimes we have siblings we're not aware of. And yeah, it could be vanishing twin, or maybe your siblings have vanishing twins. And sometimes we have children we're not aware of. Now, your children are always in front of you. The reason I work so much with miscarriage and abortion is because souls come in, they know the time, the lifespan, but they come in to be in the genetic place because they need to be born into your system to go into the genetic place. So they come into the genetic place because they need something from the genetic system in the family. So there's some information they need or they're bringing into the system. Now, if a soul is not honored in the place, they're more in the astral field and they're shaking around. So their priority is that you wake up and realize that they're not in their genetic place. So they'll argue through somebody else who's slightly out of their system, or they'll complain, or they'll make a racket in the system. So you'll feel this like vibration in the system. So I want to honor All your children are in front of you, and all your children are connected to their biological fathers or mothers. I want to honor that you're standing. Imagine you're taking a big step in front of your mom and your biological dad. If you don't know who they are, it's okay. Your system knows. So just honor that you're standing in front and you're the child of your parents. And let's honor that you're in your place and everybody has their own place. So I'm going to invite your entire genetic system to go into order. Okay. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to invite the blueprint, the divine blueprint of your genetics to open in the system. So I want to honor all children who are not known about, even unborn children. I want to honor all uncles, fathers, brothers, sisters in your entire genetic system, even children born from incest or born between siblings. I want to honor all the ancestors, the blueprint of all your ancestors, and honor your genetic place. That's what you have to do. Simply be in your place, and then everybody can be in their own places. So I'm just simply calling in the blueprint of your genetics. So this being your mom's side, your dad's side, you're in your partners. If you're a partner, also your partners as well, we can call in because you're in the partner system. If you're in a relationship, and calling the divine order to come into your system, your whole family system. This is not family constellation work. This is different. So we're working with genetic system now. And honoring every soul in their genetic place, the blueprint of every soul in your system, your family system, on your mom's side, your dad's side, your side, and if you're in a relationship as well, if your partner, or as the father of your children, mother of your children, or different fathers, you're also connected to their systems. So their systems too, the blueprint too of their systems for you, for your children and for you. If you're dizzy, breathe up from your feet up into your head. And your soul fragments can come in. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, Rachel. And yeah, beautiful. And now the genetic systems are going in order. Simply honoring your genetic place and the entire blueprint of your genetic line, ancestral line. That every soul is acknowledged in the genetic system. Anyone who's kicked out, anyone who's given to another family, a child given to another family, I want to honor every single child in the system, that they're connected to their genetic moms, dads, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, that everybody is in the divine order in your genetic system. Breathing into your system. And you're in your own channel, your own love system, and everybody else is in their own channel and their own field. So as that's clearing, more of your soul can come into your body because there's much more space in your body. Breathing through your spine. And the energy is flowing, flowing, flowing. And breathe from your head down. And you're in your own genetic place. And you're standing in front of your biological genetic mom, biological mom, dad on the right side. All your siblings left to right, children in front. Everybody's in the divine order in their own genetic place. And this is also in every single cell in your body. So it's working in your cells as well. So whatever's in your cells, which belongs to them, also is good. So everything's is simply going back to where it belongs. I love the genetic work. There's nothing personal. There's no drama. It's very smooth, very refined, very simple. So your mom is behind you. Your dad's behind you. So you're standing on front. The children are always standing on front, facing. Everyone's facing forward. And you're facing your children. Your children are facing forward, facing into the future. North and South Pole aligned. Okay, I'm just going to show you something else, which is good. So we have subtle bodies. The subtle bodies are like the Russian dolls. Now, sometimes they're a little bit traumatized, so they're not always facing the right way. So let's set the intention that all your subtle bodies are aligned North, South Pole. And they're all aligned with the heart as well. So dad is on the right-hand side behind you, mom's on the left-hand side behind you. You're standing up front. If you're vanishing twins, I really recommend you to do the last webinar I did. It's a free webinar on genetic system for twins. There's a really big keys there for you. Beautiful. Everything's flowing. Everything's in flow now. Everything's simply flowing. What doesn't belong to you also flows back to the ancestors. That's correct. The children are in front, youngest on the left to the oldest on the right, all aligned. It's important that we're in the right system. So if your grandmother took care of you as a child, it's important that you don't become her genetic child, that she can take care of you like a child, but you're not the grandma's child, because then you've gone back a generation. It's always important to be in your generation. So if you have a real twin, your real twin is beside you, either older or younger. If your twin's older, your twin's on the right side, younger's on the left side. How does that feel for you now? as this is in flow, as you're in your genetic place and everybody's in their genetic place. More energy and flow of your whole body. It's like more space in the stomach, great, whole, peaceful. See, it's very peaceful, exactly, flowing around me, parts of my whole peace. Exactly, there's peace in the system. Calm, relaxed, yeah, clear. See the way we didn't, you just cleared so much mindsets, trauma from your system just now, because as I said in the beginning, 90% does not belong to you. So now you just simply, feel my body empty. You simply emptied your system of the trauma you were holding belong to your ancestors. Because now everybody's in the right place. Now, that's why I said about the vanishing twin. A big key came in the last webinar about the vanishing twin. If your parents have a vanishing twin, that means you're missing your parent. You're not in your genetic place because your parents are in a twin system. If you're in a twin system, the vanishing twin system, then it's the twins without the children. So there's no parent. So the only option for a vanishing twin system with survivor twin is that if you have a child, is that you become the twin of your child or the partner. So if your parents have vanishing twins, you may feel like, well, you have to parent yourself because they're not like parents. I don't feel this coziness or warmth from them. So I don't belong to this family system. That may be the feeling, but it could be because your parents have vanishing twins. So it'd be important to honor their vanishing twins and honor then that they're the parents, and then you're in the genetic place, and then the ancestral line is in order. So the father of your child would be on the right side. And if you're not in a relationship with him, he's not in the relationship seat. The relationship seat also is on the right side. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about genetics. So in a relationship, male-female relationship, the feminine is on the left and the male is on the right. So we have, if you had a vanishing twin, there's a good chance that you had a twin relationship, not a relationship. There's a big difference. A twin relationship, you can see it in the other vanishing twin webinars. A twin relationship is all or nothing, and it's codependency, and it's dead and alive. So it's really not good for a relationship. So if you allow your partner not to be your twin and to invite your partner in as a partner is a whole person who's unique and different than you. You're a whole being. You're unique and different than your partner. And then you invite your whole partner into the relationship place, which is on the right side for men, left side for women. And then always invite, not push, invite. And then you have a whole relationship that brings you up, inspires each other. Sorry. A headache is when there's mindsets being cleared. That's all it is. So always when you're getting migraines, if you're getting migraines, it simply means you've untangled a program, and the program is looping and you want to hold on to it. It's like hanging onto the sides of the banks of the river, but you're moving, you can't. So the systems, you're trying to hang on. So the best thing to do would be to breathe down from the head into the heart and to your feet. And the headache will just be relieved. Let me see, I saw myself light. Beautiful, yeah. So the walk-in part, also the walk-in would be in this vessel now because it's your vessel and you're still in the genetic place. So, sorry, where's that? Okay, I'll work with that in a minute. So this is the genetics. So the genetic work is everybody in the family has their place. Okay, so you just need to be in your place and call in the blueprint of the whole genetic system, be in the place, and then anything that was out of alignment will be aligned. So what cleared in your systems, okay? So remember the wounds I was talking about, okay? Your ancestral ones, okay? So because they're on top of you, there was a little bit out of alignment, all right? Now, do you see that overlap? That's a split mind. So there's you cleared your own split minds, but it was the ancestral split minds. And now you're in your own system. And then you're in your own space. So the system is flowing. So that's how you can work with genetics. Genetics is very simple. It works by itself. There's nothing to do. The only thing you need to do is be in your own place and then honor that everybody else is in their own place. It's very simple work. It's very, very simple. And it works. It works. So that is the genetic work. How do you feel with the genetic work? So as I say, they're energetic. The genetic work is your DNA. So the genetic work is very, very, so the genetic work is, as I say, it's your DNA. If you imagine your DNA like fiber optic cables, I wanted to get one today, I couldn't find one in Mykonos. But if you have fiber optic cable, okay, it's light codes going through that. And imagine you've got a fiber optic channel, okay, and that's your cable, fiber optic cable coming down, all different colors, vibrations. And then you have another fiber optic cable going to your dad and going to your mom, okay? And in it, the light codes flow, okay? So it's a river of fiber optic light codes flowing through the genetic system. Your DNA is a living vibratory field of light information, belong to your ancestors and belong to you, belong to your soul information, okay? And they're flowing. So your genetic system is always flowing. It's always flowing. It's always active. So when you resolve something, you clear it for the ancestors as well, not just for yourself. You clear it for your future children. When you're interested with disease, also genetic disease or genetic disorders or something, you can be the one in the family and choose, I'm not doing that. I transform it. I can transform it. You can transform anything in the system. You do not need to, genetic information can be changed. So you can transform the genetic information yourself. So the genetic information was passed on from the ancestors, which they couldn't resolve. And then we're brought in to resolve it, or we chose to resolve it. So it can stop with me. It can stop with me. I've seen people with very heavy genetic topics that came into their system. And at a very early age, they says, I'm not doing that. And that I'm stopping this in the system. This stops with me. And I'm not doing it in this life. So they clean the line so it's not passed, they don't carry it, plus they don't carry it on to the children. So you can really work with the genetics and change the genetics. Still in DNA. Now, Alzheimer's is, or psychosis is, you can clear it in yourself. So that's in the system because there was too much trauma in the family system. So there was too much of these open. So the person is not in their field, so they're not in their body. Now, you can work it through yourself, so you can work on your own aspects. So by resolving it in you, you will then support the genetic system as well to resolve it. And then they also, remembering they have their soul contracts on what they chose as well. But by you working what's in your system, it will support the rest of the family to have the information for transformation as well, and everybody else around you. So you don't need to pass it on to the next generation, or you don't need to have it in your system either. And also you are clearing it for the ancestors. So you're actually working it through the system, and then it's your free will or the ancestors' free will to transform it themselves. So your father's, your mother's free will to transform whatever you pass back to them. They can handle it when it's their own. It's what it isn't our own, we cannot handle and we cannot transform. So the genetic work is really smooth, and the keys really with the genetic work on a daily basis is to make sure never to become a father or mother for any other children which doesn't belong to you. You can take care of children being like a father, being like a mother, but never step into the genetic system. That's why you find a lot of adopted children who are always looking for their parents. They go back looking for the parents because they can feel they're missing the genetics. So, or else if there's a breakup in a relationship, in a marriage, and maybe mom or dad takes the children, they can take them out of the father's place, and then the children are imbalanced, and then this system is not running correctly, and then they're more in the mind, so they're more in their fear, their anxieties. So it's always good if there's a separation to honor the children and to honor the father, and the mother will always be the father and mother, and that will never change. And then the system of the children feels safe and balanced, even if there's a separation in the system. When you're in your genetic place, then you can really embody your spirit as well. So your spirit can come in much more. So I'm going to bring in just the genetic place again, so you're more aware of it, okay? And just really set the intention that you're in your genetic place and call the divine order into the whole genetic system. And we'll just allow everything to flow. And exactly, different behavior patterns will be resolved. Just simply breathing into your heart as these energies flow. And it really is, it's this type of movement, really. It's really special. Because you're getting this on a soul transmission. It's not just when I teach, it's soul transmissions. You're getting it on a soul level. So you're getting it on all levels. So it stays with you. That's it. That's it. So this is clearing all mindsets that's been taken into the system. Fears, anxieties are clearing. Abuse energies are clearing. everything that you took in which doesn't belong to you is simply just resolving in the system. And with a partner or father or their genetic system, it's running in their system because they have their own genetic place. Everybody has a genetic place. So every genetic system is that you're connected to is running at the moment, because you just called in the whole divine order into the whole system of the genetics you're connected to. So sometimes we're connected to a few genetic systems. If maybe you have a few different children from, you have children from different mothers, fathers, have siblings. So there's a few systems running. And always these is if you call in the blueprint into the divine order of the whole genetic system and every genetic system you're connected to. When you're in a relationship or you enter a relationship and you start being intimate and open your system up, you open your heart and open your system, then you're entering another system. So you've entered then another genetic system and you're connected to another genetic system. So when you're in a relationship with somebody or you're being intimate with somebody and you have that connection, then you're entering their genetic system as well. So let's set the intention that everyone's genetic system that you're connected to, the blueprint comes in as well, because that's in your system as well. And let's say so the blueprint is just calling in the truth. It's the divine order. Everything's in truth. So you're always the child of your parents. So you're always in front of your parents. Your mom's on the left side behind you. You're standing in front of your dad. He's on the right-hand side behind you. And then your grandmother's on the left behind him. Grandfather's on the right. And the ancestors spread that way. Siblings are alongside you, from the youngest on the left to the oldest on the right. Your children are in front of you from the left and the right. And if your children have different fathers or different mothers, the fathers are always on the right side, mothers are always on the left side, and the kids are on front. And you simply set the intention, it works by itself. I just want to make you a bit aware about how the systems work, that's all. So yes, you could be in or connected to other systems. So yeah, it's working. I'm just allowing the systems to resolve. Breathe in. Now, once you're in, it's really beautiful to be conscious of genetic systems. And as I say, if you're entering a new relationship or even not being intimate but fall in love with somebody and go in that connection, you can sense that something, you're entering a system. And then if you enter that system, once you're remaining the partner in the system and not the mother or the father, the problem comes in when you start becoming the father of your partner, mother of your partner, child of your partner, then you're in the wrong system. Then these are the key points. So With your partner, it's very important not to become your partner's child, mother, father, that you only need to be partner. In the genetics, it's very important that you are who you are in the system. Okay, this is important. Okay, so in the system of your family, for example, myself, all I need to be is the son of my mother, son of my father, the brother of my sister, the brother of my brother or my brothers. Okay, so in the correct age group, nothing else. That's all you need to be. That's very important, that you are who you are to each member of the family. That's all you have. So this is another very important key. So with your mom, what's between you energetically, because you're in the genetic system with your mom and she's behind you. So the line must go that way. It must go back because she's giving you information, or you've information for her and she's information for you, for your fiber optic cable, okay, for the light codes to go that way, okay? Then if your sister or brother's younger than you, you have connections with your sister genetically. So your fiber optic cable goes that way. You have another fiber optic cable if you've got children, and that goes straight to your child. Okay, so that goes straight to your child. Children are in front. They have another one which goes to the father or the mother directly. So it's always very important to be who you are in the system. If you'll notice, if there's confusion in the system, you will find that people will say, oh, don't tell mom, she can't handle it. Don't tell dad, he can't handle it. Don't tell your sister, she can't handle it. That's really a sign to show that there's something not in order here. There's something not in order. How to work with family systems clearly is to, whatever's between you and your mother is between you and your mom. Whatever is between you and your dad is between you and your dad. Whatever's between you and a sibling is between you and a sibling, directly. Whatever's between you and your partner is between you and your partner. So don't go between systems. If there's a tendency to go between systems, it's shown that someone's not in order. The genetics is not in order. Sorry, does that include involving another person's system? The heart, but not being intimate with. Yes. I feel the work on both of the legs fascinating. Okay, great. Yeah, this information is on a soul level. So you know this on a soul level. Everything I'm teaching, you know on a soul level already. Close to. So are you talking about, if you're talking about exes, if it's children you have with them, you will never disconnect from them. If it's exes, it is important. So in relationship systems, I'll talk about a little bit of relationship systems. So if you have a relationship and you open up the genetic system with your partner, okay, and you have a relationship place beside you, and just say in that relationship you are best friends, for example, okay, and then you break up and you go and have another relationship, it is very important to honor that you had that connection of best friends, and at the same time that partner helped you trust to open up to have best friends with yourself, actually, and you helped your partner have the same experience. So honor that that is in you, and then that will be in your next relationship, the friendship. If you leave it behind with an ex, you will not have that type of relationship ever again, because you left it with an ex. you left your friendship, your connection about best friends in that relationship. So I often find when I'm working with people that if they have a few relationships, one could be great in intimacy, one could be great with best friends, one could be great for something else, okay? And they find that they're fragmenting and they never find the same qualities in one person because you left it behind in different systems. So in every relationship, it's very important to honor what keys that partner gave you. If it's intimacy, so that person had the key, or you had the key together to feel safe in intimacy, but it's intimacy with yourself. Yes, it was with that partner, but you don't need that partner to have that experience again with. So you allow, you honor, and you honor that I received that key from that partner, but that key was in me, actually. It opened up my system. And then I go into the next relationship, and then I have that key for the next relationship. Is that clear? So this way you can have a whole relationship. So I had a very nice, I want to share a story with you because this is I think it's the key. It's really a big key. I was working with an actress and she got annoyed with the director because the director, she said, you're a womanizer, you're flirting with all the women. And he said to her, he says, I love all the women. And I bring that home to my wife. I'm in a relationship for 20 years and I bring this home to my wife. So what he was saying was the women he connects with, he didn't do anything, but he gained the keys from them. So they showed more love in him. So it allowed different people open the love in you. Doesn't mean you need to do something, but they open up new qualities. So different people have keys which can help you to trust, to feel your own love. So what he was doing was the people he was working with helped him love more himself. And then he brought that home to his wife, and then they had it in the relationship together. So this is how we're all helping each other find different soul aspects of ourselves. So different people will have different keys for us to open up the safe inside. So we feel that love of ourselves, it's of ourselves. And then if we accept that ourselves, then we can share that frequency into the relationship seat. But it's really activating in ourselves. People make the mistake thinking that it's from that partner and I can't have it without that partner. And then you won't have it without that partner because you left it behind in that place. So it's so much more space, tenderness in the hips, okay. Different case for different relationships, marriage to us. So we can do that now actually. In an abusive relationship. So if there's an abusive relationship, you had that abuse in you. So that relationship was giving you the opportunity to accept and transform whatever abuse was in you. Now, the abuse could be from your childhood. So this is the wounds, or it could be from the ancestors or your parents' abusive relationship. So it was in your system, otherwise you wouldn't have attracted that person into your life. So that's a very important time to stop, take a breather, work on yourself to find where the abuse is in you before you dive into another relationship so you don't attract the same frequency again. So let's work a little bit with relationship and ex relationships, okay? So same thing again. So everybody has a genetic place, okay? And let's invite all the genetic places we're connected to in relationships, X's, okay? And if you left any parts of your system there that you think, oh, I can't have that again, maybe it was your first love or your first relationship from school or wherever it was, honor them all, honor the keys you received from them and also the keys you gave to them that you share between each other, okay? And bring the keys back to you, accept those keys were you. These keys were you. And friendships as well. Anyone that you projected it there. It's you, it's all you. Certain people make you trust more yourself, to fall in love with yourself or to have friendship with yourself or to go deeper in yourself. So see those keys as you. They gave you keys to your heart. They gave you keys to maybe your self-confidence. They gave you keys to accept your own self-beauty, to accept your own gifts, your own voice, your own passion. So they're all gifts, they're all keys. And they're all in your system now. So now all those qualities are in you. And really see, I see them like this, lots of colors and vibration, they're all your qualities. And then you have got, especially if you're a vanishing twin, now you have a relationships place. So a relationship place is beside you on your left or right side. It depends on your sexuality, on if you're male or female. If you're female, your relationship place is on the right side. So now you, or left side for men. So, or same sex will feel it. So now you can set the intention that all these qualities, so it's your vibration, now it's your relationship seed. So now you can allow these qualities to enter your relationship place. And just simply don't put them there, just see it in the genetic system. Now you're vibrating and naturally going into the blueprint of the relationship system. Just let's call in the blueprint of the relationship system. This will do it right now. And the blueprint of all X relationship systems. And let's do the same for all the ancestors' X's as well, so they can also resolve it too. So I'm going to call in all the relationship systems of the ancestors, plus their lovers or lovers or lovers in the ancestral lines, that all systems were connected to children who were born outside of relationships, also that they're honored and the blueprints are resolved in all systems in this time and space. Wow, this is a huge field resolving. It's beautiful. I feel it in the ancestral lines. So this is the blueprint of your ancestors, of every system you're connected to, and every system they're connected to as well. The blueprint of all systems are being transformed and cleared now. Every child is honored. Every child is in the right biological place, genetic place. Of every system, your parents, lovers, ancestral lovers, all the way through the whole system, children outside, marriages. So all the guilt, the shame, the sadness, everything can leave the system. Secrets, burden of secrets. This is the blueprint of every single system you're connected to and your ancestors are connected to. Go in the divine order, honoring all their relationships, and children born in those relationships are missing children from their relationships, or vanishing twin from their relationships, through the entire genetic system of the ancestral lines and every system you're connected to, that everything goes into the divine order. And it's just flow, everything's flow. All you have to be is in your place. Be in your place. Nothing more, nothing less. It's flow, 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 flow. The divine order is doing the rest. And breathing into your spine. And you're in your genetic place. You're in your genetic place. And let's honor every ancestor and everybody else is in their whole genetic place. In flow. And I know clearly my genetic place. I know clearly my mom, my dad's siblings, partners, children, everyone's in the right genetic place in my entire genetic system and every system I'm connected to. So it be, so it is. Breathing through your whole spine. Really breathe through your entire system again. And let the throat free. Through the whole system. And now your soul can come down even more. There's much more space, more flow, more ease through your nervous system, through your cells, through your DNA, through your spine. So much light in your system. Color, vibration, flow. You're in your own spine. Whole being's in your spine, your nervous system. Spirit's in your left and right side in a new way. Right and left side in a new way. Front and back in a new way. Back and front in a new way. Everything's flowing really easy. It's beautiful. I feel there's so much space and flow. Above and below in a new way. Below and above in a new way. It's clear. It's really fresh, really clear. That was, yeah, profound, huge. So all your self-confidence can come back, fresh, ease, life force, vitality, inner trust, inner knowing. Beautiful. So that's the genetic place. That was huge and profound. Yes. That was really big. That was really big. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is the time. See how much we can transform what we did in 2 hours. Amazing. Amazing. And you got it. It's in your system and you know how to do it yourselves now. And you see how easy, effortless the genetics is. It's simple. It's really flowing and smooth and beautiful. And the ancestors are happy, I feel. And I feel a lot of honor and respect in the ancestral lines with women and men, partners who were not recognized, and children who were born out of wedlock, that they're all honored. And there's deep respect and honor in the ancestral line. So thank you to all the ancestors, and thank you to all of you for opening this space. I never did it so deeply, working with so many systems at once, but it's beautiful. It's really simple. The blueprint resolves everything. It's flowing, it's flowing, it's flowing. This is going to keep working. The system is open and it's flowing. And joyful flow, beautiful, yeah, really. And yeah, so a little recap. So we worked with this evening, we worked with the genetic place. I invite you, if you have got a vanishing twin, you didn't do the last vanishing twin webinar, it's a free one. Please, at some stage, go back and do that. That's really a beautiful webinar to do, and there's so many gifts there for you in that. And yeah, so it's easy. So we are, the profound work is, it's simple, it's easy, it's clear. There's nothing complicated about it. And there's no need for the drama in the system. There's no need for exhaustion in the system. You can do it. It's just a few simple steps. I remember a friend years ago told me that the universe is like, it's like a game. You just need to know how the game works. And these are really, so now you have how the game works around trauma. Okay, so you know how trauma is created, and you know how to resolve it. All right. So you have the power, you have the qualities, you have the gifts for transform it. So you can feel more confident when something opens. You know how to resolve it yourself. Okay. You know how to resolve ancestral trauma as well. Okay. You know about genetics, how the genetic system for you works and how the genetic system of the ancestors works. So if you notice yourself taking care of your mom or taking care of someone else's child, and you feel, oh, I feel a bit overwhelmed today, you can check it yourself. You can check it. If you notice a friend who's overwhelmed, you could just, even if the friend is open, you can actually talk about genetics. It's very simple. It's very, very simple work, and people get it very fast. I remember I was in New York, and I was in an elevator. I was staying in a friend's apartment, and one of the neighbors in the elevator asked me, what do you do? And I was always told in New York I needed an elevator pitch. I got one. So in the elevator, I told this lady that I work with genetics, and she was, what is genetics? And I said, simple example, if you take care of your mom like a child, then you're in the wrong place, you're overwhelmed. I gave her this information. I said, wow, that's really interesting. So we bumped into each other a few days later in the elevator, and she was like, oh my God, my whole road has changed. So she went back. She said she realized she was in the wrong place with her mom. Then she told her mom. Then the sisters were in the wrong place. Then she told the neighbors, and the neighbors told the other neighbors. So they all changed their systems. And genetic work is very simple. It's the most simple work. It's like the fiber optic cable, okay, that all the information is going through that cable. Now, the minute somebody goes in the wrong place, that fiber optic cable is going to the wrong place. So it's overloading the system. But the minute you step into the right place, it works. There's nothing to do because it's a cable, it's a connection, and all the information is flowing back and forth all the time. So it's light and color and vibration. So there's nothing to do. It works by itself. It's like lifting a rock from a stream that was blocked. It flows by itself. There's nothing to do. So genetic work is not about the mind. It's flow. It's easy. Okay. I will work with that. Let's see, we'll have a look at that and see what comes in tomorrow. Vanished Twin. If you don't have Vanishing Twin, there's no need to do the Vanishing Twin webinar. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to work with past lives. I'll show you how to work with past lives. That's really beautiful work as well. I love it. So yeah, you did really, really great. So you worked with, the genetics, you worked with trauma, you know how the magnets, the north and south pole works, you know about the feminine, the masculine, you know about relationships, you know about how important the children are to be in the right place. And yeah, it works by itself. This information is in your system. So watch this again and you'll get more information. Sorry, what was it? So tomorrow you have the link for tomorrow's webinar in your email box. There's going to be 2 links for the YouTube and 1 link for the Zoom if you watch on Zoom. Okay, you did beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy that you have these keys, and then you can share these keys with other people as well. So, or support other people. Maybe some of you are practitioners or supporting others, so you can also practice and work with other people with this as well. It works really well. Yeah, and it makes so much, it makes so much sense. This, once you become aware of systems, you will experience your life in a totally different way. And when you watch, first observe yourself and observe the world around you, you can see exactly what's going on in a very, very clear way, and you can resolve it in your own system. Okay, so beautiful. Well done, everyone. Have a really nice evening, and thank you again for all your support and love. And now you have a better idea how systems work, and we'll go deeper tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to showing you about past lives tomorrow, and then we'll see what else comes up. Okay, have a really nice evening. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Sergio, in the background, for doing all the